So it's important to have a good start to the season because that sets your tone for the whole entire year. So if you mess up on the first race, you're going to be playing catch up the whole season. So it'd be better to finish fourth than it would be to wreck out trying to win it.
It's not your style.
It's not my style. Set toe. Well, I don't know why we set it. All I did was knock it out. We set the toe around here pretty much every week. You double check it at least. Basically, setting a toe is if you're looking at the car from the front of the car, which way are the tires heading? Are they both heading straight? There's one heading out, both heading out. I mean, you want to run a little bit of toe out. You don't want to run too much, and you don't want to run, too much in. We check it a lot, it does. Obviously, these things don't have fenders, so they do get touched and they do change. So we check it a lot, probably once a week. So the significance of my car number is my father was always number 15 in all of his race cars. So when we started SK Lights, it was taken. So we kind of got the closest number to it, which turned out to be 17, and I've just run it ever since. Last year was the first year that is now 17R, thanks to Dan Avery. Because when Dan went to the park, he bought a car, it was number 10. Well, there was already a number 10 there, so he put an A on it for Avery. Now he wanted me to put an R on for Reen. So it's just kind of become that, and now it's actually funny how much it sticks. People call it the 17R everywhere we go, so it's kind of cool.
When we had our family run operation, I was more hands-on with my dad, working on the car every week. But as we got the opportunity with the 50 team, there was a lot more guys with a lot more knowledge than me. They all had their roles. It's been working with them for the last year. They had a fast race car, and it's nice being able to just be a driver and focus on winning races. Going into the start of the season, we lost a crew member, Corey. He actually came to this team the year I did, so I remember about a month before he passed, we had just bought the new open car, and he was like looking around, and he goes to me, he asks me, he goes, "So who's driving this thing?" I'm like, "I am, Dad." Like, what do you mean? So just a funny little thing there, and definitely miss him for sure.
My dad and Auntie Quinn own the car. My dad is the pretty much head mechanic, crew chief, motor builder, you name it. He just has a really good, real passion about this racing game. Well, the 82 was my dad's number since he started. Actually, he started with 28 in go-karts because he had a Z28 Camaro, but when he moved up to modified, someone else had 28, so we just swapped it. And I think the big thing about 82, I mean, in all sorts of racing, I never really see someone with an 82. It's it's a unique number that not many people have. But I think the number one thing that I like about the number is the digital look of it. Nobody has a digital number, and it's something that I've used since go-karts, legend cars, and now modified. My father expects nothing less but perfection. He always says that I only have to be perfect for about 30 minutes every single Friday, and it takes hours of preparation and whatnot to get to the track just for me to be perfect for that 30 minutes. Even though he may seem like he's pretty wound up on the radio.
Good momentum. All of that. Oh, don't let him do that to you!
Sometimes it's yelling and screaming, but sometimes when it comes down to the wire and I need some kind of advice that I could use.
That was a great restart, kiddo. Maybe a little behind. I want you to get up a little bit more on him, all right? Well, when it comes to the car, I'll take your word for it.
I take what he gives and, interpret it from my own perspective, drown out all the craziness and take what he's trying to get across and remember that. And, that's kind of how I deal with how his craziness is on the radio.
The season actually started off really well. I mean, you can't complain about winning the first race out, but week 2 didn't go as planned. You know, we started deep in the field and we got wrecked early.
To the top side of the racetrack. Oh, Matt, this time
there's about 4 cars
it's
into
Keith
the wall.
Rocco.
Ended up in the fence with the right front cleaned off. Wasn't what we were looking for.
Look at the entire right side of that machine, the Wheelers Automotive machine.
So the weekend rolled around, we got the car stripped. Monday comes around, we chopped the front half of the car off, replaced it. And Tuesday everybody showed up. You know, we don't have a lot of help during the week to work on the car, but when the thing gets wrecked, we have a monstrosity of people here. And, you know, the thing was done and back on the scales by Wednesday.
Once the season starts, it goes by pretty quick. We were pumped to get our first win of the year in the 3rd race.
Expanding his lead at the front of the field is Glen Reed.
Glen Reed will dominate the racing action to lead from start to finish.
We had a couple rough weeks, man. 2 flat tires the first week, flat tire last week. Finally, we don't get a flat, and we end up at Victor Lane.
We finished second to Glenn that night, but unfortunately we've been struggling to put in good finishes most weeks during the first couple of months.
Back up front, leader still remains car number 35 for Andrew Moeller. Bonnie Williams, fastest car on the racetrack. Going, gone. Ronnie Williams is back in winning form here at Stafford.
Yeah, actually, this is like the first win without our crew member Corey. Passed away over the off season, so this is an emotional one just because he's not here.
Stafford is extremely difficult. This year there was 6 different winners in the first 7 races. You got crafty veterans like Eric Burnt and rookies like Andrew Moeller taking down wins.
That race, unfortunately, we blew a motor in the heat race, but fortunately we did have our backup car on the flatbed.
That's actually a backup car. They blew their engine in the heat race.
So we brought that car out for the future, and before we even took the green, I was warming up the tires and the power steering line came off.
So far, it looks like it's running, but it's not the way they wanted.
Now Reen trying to retaliate. Here is Williams down under in car number 50. Oh, and getting a challenge from Reen on the outside. They are padlocked together coming off the turn.
Here is the final circuit. Glen Reed is giving it his all. Todd Owen holds the car to the bottom of the racetrack. They cling and they clang. Todd Owen, in less than 2 turns, will he have back-to-back victory? Will it be the Glen Reed machine? Ladies and gentlemen, off turn number 4, they're standing in their seats. Todd Owen has done it again, 2 in a row.
Todd Owen, victory lane here, 2 in a row in the Houghton SK Modified division.
Todd Owen's been tough this year. He's been real consistent. He's had fast race cars, and he's been running up front, staying out of trouble. So he's definitely going to be a guy down the line we're going to be looking to compete with. I don't think Todd Owen's had a bad week so far, and I know Keith wrecked in the Spring Sizzler, so he's back there with me a little bit, and we haven't been struggling. We just haven't gotten the finishes we wanted. We've had a fast race car, just little things have happened. Just got to get those consistent finishes and everything will fall into place.
So this week is the annual SK5K race. It's our longest race at 100 laps and has the biggest purse.
Winning the SK5K would really be a big boost for our team, especially with all the bad luck we've had so far this season. The $5,000 is obviously on everyone's mind.
With winning this race last year, I'm going for 2 in a row. Adam's going for 3 since he won it in 2017 with Chase, so it kind of sucks that I'll never get up to his level unless I decide to race for Keith or something.
So if the rivalry isn't already bad enough, you know, we're going in this 5K coming off a 2nd place finish to Ronnie, so we're really looking to turn up the wick here.
The SK Modifieds go green for the SK5K.
The plan going into the SK5K race was to just get out in front as quick as possible and set my own pace.
Look at Michael Christopher. Black cars with those famed Christopher digital numbers that his father ran here at Stafford for many, many a season. Meanwhile, look at Glen Reed. He's trying to get down underneath Keith Rocco, Matt. What's going to happen there?
And Reen has inside position, and he jackknifes his way underneath Rocco.
We drove up to 6th or 5th, and the car was just a little bit too free. If it was a 40-lap race, I would have left it alone, but I knew we were only 20 laps in at that point, and it just was not going to get any better.
Trouble now off turn number 4.
Car is out. I got a wrecking off at 4. How's our car?
So we pitted, made some adjustments.
All right, we're coming down pit road right here. With follow these guys down.
And I was nervous to pit because I knew we were going to end up back in the back with all the
And the caution came out, and we got to the lead as quick as I can.
Down into turn number 2. They're 3 wide.
3 wide, follow me. Stay right there, buddy. Hold the line. Hold the line.
Mike Christopher in a bold move for the lead.
I think we led a little over 10 laps, and then we got passed by Todd, then we got passed by Chase.
Owen got a push from Dowling, and it pushed him into the lead.
See that? That's free. Nothing I can do about it. Just drive the motherfucker. Fucking weird though. That's the issue. You have to adjust sometimes. Just do what you gotta do. You gotta fix them from here.
The 5K race, it's one of those races where sometimes you feel like you just got to save tires and not beat your car up till the end, but it's just so hard to race that way.
Keith Rocco was asked before the race, was he going to be patient tonight? And he said absolutely not.
So we started around 12th place. Saw that guys were going probably a little bit too soon. Mikey had a fast car and got out there pretty quick, and we were just kind of hanging around.
And I kept asking my spotter, I'm like, where's Ronnie? Because I know he's the one, if somebody's going to sandbag and save their stuff for the end, that's the one that's going to do it, you know?
Here comes Kid Rock, Keith Rocco. Oh, we've got a yellow. A melee down the front straightaway.
3 or 4 cars in front of me, and I knew they were going sideways, but we're all double files, so there's not much you're going to do.
Glen Reed also got a piece of that action. A lot of left front suspension damage on that car. A left front tire down for Ronnie Williams.
Which I thought honestly ended our day.
Get that left front jacked up good. Get that tire changed first.
Last year's winner of this event is going to be hard for him to do 2 in a row.
It's kind of bad when you come in and the steering wheel is usually like this, and it's not like this. They did a good job in the pits. We got back out there.
Lap 6-9 here.
Lap 70 rolled around, and something in the motor let go.
Blowing up or something. Oh, I got no power.
Michael Christopher's car is starting to slow just a bit.
What's it feel like? It broke something? Put on power. Not going to get any better then. Stay right there for another lap, see what it does.
Caution flag is out. Kenny Horton goes spinning in turn number 4.
All right, what's it doing? It's like rattling. It sounds like an SK light. Like there's just nothing. Like I'm bored, but there's nothing. Probably not fuel. Probably down the cylinder, Mike. Yeah, it might be. I don't know. Guess stay out there. I don't really know what to do. I don't know what's wrong with it, you know? I would warn people. Like I'm going to get run over here.
And a very critical restart coming up for Mike Christopher Jr.
Something has went awry beneath the hood of car number 82.
So coming under you, 3 wide, you're on the bottom. Outside 8.
And we've got a car, and it is Rafano who comes out underneath the wheel and lights.
What do you want to do, Big Mike? Here, come on down. We'll just pull the hood off and see what's going on with it.
I've just checked in with the Mike Christopher Jr. gang, and they are not wanting to talk about what's happening.
And that pretty much ended our night.
Beautiful move. He's done it a million times here at Stafford as Keith Rocco puts the Wheelers Automotive machine into the number 1 spot.
We were way better than everybody else, and then here came Ronnie out of nowhere.
Williams has clicked off some quick times now. He's picking up the pace ever so slightly.
Go get it, buddy. You're doing all the job.
He was like 2/10 faster lap than us, so he got to us, and I wanted to hold him up as long as I could.
We were catching him inch by inch. With about 10 to go, we caught him.
Remember, the patented turn for Keith Rocco is 3, but Williams is going to teach him a lesson. Bonsai move to the bottom. Off turn number 4. They come back to the stripe, and it is dead even.
You're the man, buddy. Plenty of time.
He is leading by a quarter of a car as they rumble their way into turn number 4. Rocco on the outside gets bumped by Williams.
You're in his head, kid. You're in his head.
Williams is on the verge of regaining the lead.
Rocco is back in command. Williams doesn't give up.
Coming with 2 to go, you got to do what you got to do. So we made a move down in turn 3.
Do or die time for Ronnie Williams.
As they reached the line, timing and scoring shows that Rocco still had it by a molecule. But Williams fights back. Williams takes over the lead. Off turn number 2. Rocco up on the wheel. Williams on the inside.
We kind of got baited into running the top. You know, we had a good car.
Wheel to wheel and side by side. This is what the SK Modified division is all about. As they come off turn number 4, white flag is out there standing and jumping in the grandstands here at Stafford.
I thought I had a chance out there. I didn't think he'd run me too dirty.
Just trying to run them as clean as I could.
Surgically attached, 1 to go. Rocco on the outside. He cranks it up again. Williams trying to hold him off. Here comes Williams on the inside. Rocco stays on the outside.
Williams tries to hold on inside lane. They come off turn number 4. Ladies and gentlemen, in the closest finish we've seen, it is Ronnie Williams.
Checkered flag. They close it. Close it, one, boys.
Oh my God. Come on. Oh my God.
Heroes of the band. Great driving, baby. Great driving.
We beat him by 0.05 seconds, something like that. So it was awesome.
Eyesight being 20/20, I should have done like the old days and settled in line, and we could have just all picked up the pieces at the end.
This one obviously not easy, having to come to pit lane midway through with that flat tire. And then the late race battle between you and Keith Rocco. I don't know where to start. So take us through your 100 laps here.
Yeah, I was trying to take it easy at the beginning, and we just got caught up in a little wreck coming out of 4, and had a flat left, flat right. The rack's all messed up, and it just shows how good these guys are.
All right, you got one more thing to do, and that's the Gamblers Challenge.
Every SK who's competing in the SK5K will put in $100. So the winner picks out of a hat. 4 chips are in there. Either first place gets it all, 2nd through 5th, 6th through 10th, or 11th through 20th. And I just happened to choose the wrong chip this year.
Somebody's going to get some extra money here. 11th to 20th.
It was another repeat of last year. We came up 1 spot short and we got beat by Ronnie Williams. But it was a good battle for us. It was a good show for the fans. They're starting to say that I'm mellowing out in my old age, you know?
We're gonna walk through here with a stop it, stop. But really? Walk through here with a fucking trophy? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Ah! We're making a whole show. We're making a show. Welcome to the show. Shut that thing off. Shut it off.